Afternoon, everyone. Let me drink. My second video I'm taking here, since I didn't really mess anything up. So, the 8-to-1 re-gear kit. We don't mess with these two gears here. Either this one's part of the shaft itself, or it's pressed on. So we don't have to worry about this one either. This one here that I got off eBay, this one bolts directly on to direct replacement to this one. The spacing from the face is here. The bearing race up here are the exact same. Well, within 5 thousandths. And then, and then this hub's the same. All that spacing there is the same, so it'll go right in that bearing. This was the one a little different, bit of a pain. I'll show you here. At least it's a gear right here. You can just pull it right off. A couple things. This is a spacer. This gear's not as tall, so now I can feel it pretty much the same height now. So we replicated that, so we're not sliding around on this shaft here. Probably wouldn't hurt or anything, but we get better gear engagement too when it's not all the way against this gear as if it was the stock design. And then that's our spacer. My old video, I didn't have this cut into here yet, and I just cut these splines right in this gear. I already had existing splines for a G2. I was kind of surprised and somewhat irritated Yamaha did change one thing, seemed like. They probably changed more. But when they added reverse, they had to change the splines for no good reason. So I made this. And the reason for the ridiculous shape, instead of just a 6-sided hex, was because of this. And I wasn't going to make another one. And part of it was the stock I found works just fine. But the size of the stock, I only dressed the surface and that was it. So I had to make sure that spacer was going to interact with the adapter and the gear, or the gear would just slide off too, right? So no good. Spacer wouldn't be any good. It wasn't touching the gear. This kit I intended to be a drop-in replacement. All you would do, so you wouldn't even have to take off this circlip on the back. It holds the secondary clutch from, sliding all the way up against the splines. It holds it there. All you'd have to do is literally leave the pumpkin in, unbolt the gear, slide this off the pumpkin. There's a new gear on the pumpkin. This one slides off easy enough, and you just slide the spacer on. Put the adapter in the gear if it's not already in there. Get that to line up without it falling off the gear. There we go. Put the bearing race, keeps the gears off the bearing itself and only rides on the inner race. Put that back on there. That's done. That's 8-to-1 now. And we know that because we start here. 1, 2. And 2 rotations, we got a quarter of the way. That'd be 8 total.
You may have already paid them, but there's the electric bills.
Yeah, I guess I should look at that real quick. I think my deposit's probably gone through. I should do all the other stuff. Well, I might have said the 19th is when it was available, so I'll make sure it is actually in there. Yep, that's the gearing kit. Oh, there we go. I had the phone pointing the wrong way. Oh, almost forgot an important detail to add. I'm not using a gasket. They're $100. Gaskets are not $100. I don't care who you talk to, unless it's a head gasket. This is not a head gasket. So I'm just gonna get some shims. I made some precision measurements from the inner bearing race to the other bearing race on that half by measuring from here to here, and then doing the same over there on all the bearings, measuring from race to race and finding my differences. This one was actually the most extreme at 50 thousandths. So that'll be the shims, and then gasket maker all around, and you don't have to worry about some expensive gasket. Shim washers are like $10 for a pack of 10 on McMaster. So hopefully I'll get this in. Not today. It's a nice day. It's like 50 degrees here in January. Not, unheard of, but pretty rare. So I was wanting to do it today, but I get it in whenever. There's still snow out there anyways, so we'll get it in. I'll take a video going down a back county road, and we'll see how fast it gets up to. See y'all later.